Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Retirement Trades. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. And if you're one of those dedicated followers, man, I really appreciate you guys for coming back over and over. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I look at this. I got to show you this real quick. I'm not bragging. I'm so grateful. We're looking at the subscribers here on the channel. And just back on January 26th, which is 5 days ago, we were at 94 and we're currently at 185. We have physically doubled the number of subscribers in 5 days. I'm incredibly grateful. That's about all I could say. Kind of at a loss for words. So thank you very much. And I hate to waste that little bit of time, but I think gratitude's important. So I needed to do that. And let's get in and take a look at the markets, see what we're working with today. So S&P, look at this. We had a little bit of a gap up here. Life is good in the investment world so far today. So far for the week here, we got our 5 trading days, and all in all, we have survived another one up until this point. Let's hope nobody opens their mouth and says anything stupid between here and the end of the day. Let's take a look at the positions. All right, I am finally getting back to kind of sort of normal. We are looking at we're only down 195 for the year here, so that's progress compared to where we were. And yeah, so let's see, AMD. We all know that story. My flubbed covered call, accidental sell of a put as opposed to the actual covered call, but we're going to get back out of that. It's just going to take time. And I really want to get this off the balance sheet in this account. I've told you all before, I should not have done it in this account. Way too big of a trade. $100+ stock in a $10,000 account is not practical. It's not good use of the money. I mean, look at the capital requirements on this here. AMD is basically 44% of my buying power usage. That's that's approaching half. So we don't want that in there, but I don't want to just take a massive loss either. So we're gonna work through that, and the lessons learned, we won't do it again. Moving down the list, we'll look at Celsius here. Celsius is well above. I won't say well above, but it expires today, the end of the day. We can, in fact, take this right now because we're $2. There's only $2 left here. We can wait for the rest of the day to get that stinking $2, or we can just say, you know what? Let's not think about it. Let's not worry about it for the rest of the day. So let's close Celsius right now. Close position. Blah blah blah. 2 cents. Two cents is the mid price. Off it goes, and hopefully that fills while we are sitting here doing this. If not, I'll go bump it to 3, and that should close it. But all right, so Celsius is there. Intel is currently back above $20, and yeah, we're down a couple dollars on that overall because we own 100 shares. We were put to that stock here. That's the first stock we traded on this account, this channel here. So we're down $43 there, but we've collected enough premium to offset that. We can look at that in the spreadsheet a little bit later. Mara. Okay, we got a couple good trades going on tomorrow. We've been in this trade for we've been in it for 31 days. 21 days left on that. I don't have a reason to jump out of that anytime soon. This trade here closes next Friday. It's already up 58%. I mean, that's a $100 trade. We've already collected $58 of it. We can wait and manage that earlier next week, or we, see where the market's going. Mara is currently $2 above that $17 strike price. So I don't think we're going to play with that today. I think we're going to let that ride for a little bit. This Mara, we're definitely continue to let that ride because we are well in the money there by about $2 at this $21 strike price. We'll just let that drift up as it keeps coming up. Bitcoin keeps coming up. We will work that. If we get too close to this February 21st expiration, we will probably just roll that out a little bit more. Not a big deal. Collect a little more premium and sit and wait. We've collected a fair amount of money on Mara. I want to say we've collected a total of $360 $60-ish in premium and haven't held a position on it. And if you consider, what we have invested buying power and the time we've held it, it's fantastic. Riot we just got into, I think, on Monday, and look at this one. We're up 66% on Mara, $124 collected. We've earned 82 of that already. That's a 10.50 strike price. Mara's currently at 12.20. So if crypto, falls off a cliff over the weekend, we could give some of this back, but I'm not going to worry about that either. I think I'm going to manage that one next week as we move along here. And I just had a thought and I forgot what it was. Oh no, here we go. This AMD position. Okay, so we got AMD. We have earnings coming up in 4 days on AMD. So this is one we're going to watch closely the beginning of the week because we're up on this trade. We're up $272 on that covered call of the 417 we have collected. And I'm a little nervous because I have a gut feeling that AMD is going to have a little surprise to the upside, and any surprise to the upside with the overreaction and craziness with the DeepSeek and the whole AI chaos going on right now. I mean, I think if they just plain meet their expectations, it's going to bump. So that is a $130 covered call against $117, $118 strike price, or excuse me, current price right now, stock price. But I don't want to get too close to that. So either next week, if we're running up into earnings into the low to mid 20s, I may either just close that out or I may just roll it up, or I might roll it up and out. So that's the one we're really going to kind of observe and manage here. But yeah, that's where we're at here. Let's take another look at this Mara here, or not Mara, Celsius. We're trying to close. Let's go back to the mid price and send that off. And all right. Let that run for a minute, and let's take a look at the watch list and see if there's anything that has our attention. We won't really have a whole lot of buying power to work with right now until that Celsius is closed. But okay, we're familiar with Riot. We're just talking about that. I'm kind of excited about that. I think that one's should be a little bit of free money, to be honest with you, come the end of next week, and we might jump right back into it if we can. Upwork is a recent addition to the watch list, and look at this. It's getting down here in my teaser range, and let's see, anything going on we need to be aware of. We just started watching this one, so let's take a look at the news and see what's going on here. Reports results for the quarter ended September 30th. The earnings summary, well, that was back in November. So nothing at all recent here in the news world. Doesn't mean there's not anything newsworthy, I guess, but nothing's jumping out. So let's look at that chart again. And bottom Bollinger's right around 15.5. Let's take a peek here, see what we got here. Earnings. Must be, let's take a jump in here and let's see. Upworks earnings date. It's got to be this week or February 12th. Okay, so why is that showing up? Because February, there are no weekly options on this. This is just straight monthly. So we won't get involved with that at all until after earnings because it's just not worth the effort, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, and those are $2.50 increments too for the strike prices. I would only really want to get involved if we're right near one. So like the 15.50, I got to go all the way down to the 15. I mean, $1 is $1, but so I'd have a $15 strike price. It would be down around here. collect that dollar. When's the last time Upwork was down around 15? Let's get a little line going here. Okay, so back in November, that might be a reasonable stab, but again, we got to get that Celsius sold before we do anything. But a $15 strike price on that, and watch it very closely next week because of the earnings that's coming up. Because unless I have a real strong feeling about a company, I'm not really wanting to trade into earnings or hold a trade through earnings, especially if it's a company I haven't dealt with a lot before. Gold is definitely on the upswing, which is a little bizarre because you usually see gold work inverse to the actual market itself. And so the market, why does that zoom in like that sometimes? Ridiculous. But the market's on the upswing here, so it's kind of weird that gold is on a similar upswing. Say Vishay here, semiconductors, big pop. We just added this to the list a couple days ago, and I gotta say, I wish I added it a day earlier because I might have considered that position, but we're gonna have to watch and wait for a while now. Mara, we know what's going on there, just kind of consolidating, just slowly following behind the Bitcoin move. So Intel hit a little bit of a bottom recently here. Hopefully headed up. As soon as this gets back up in the roughly $19, $20 range, we're going to sell another covered call against that. We made a little money on it the last time, and hopefully we'll do it again. Sony just coming off the top Bollinger here. Any news on Sony that did that? Or let's see, January 29th, EU proposes bans on aluminum video game consoles. New Russian sanctions. Yeah, the whole political world is bizarre. Paying attention to who can buy what, can't buy what. That's something that I've never been super well versed in, but I think I might need to pay a little closer attention to some of the headlines going forward. AT&T, back to the chart, and big fall off here. Now they had that big gap up. They always say all gaps need to be filled. So in all reality, I probably am not going to consider getting into AT&T until we get somewhere, fill this gap, come down here, keep watching that, get it on the radar only after it comes back down to the 22 range or so. Come back, test its base, and move up. Celsius, well, we know what's going on there. Kind of a little struggling green candle today. Do want to get out of that today just in case it wants to drop down. What's the bottom? What's the low of this candle here? Today's candle's low is 25.43. So if it was to get to the bottom of that candle again today, we would be assigned. And for the most part, I wouldn't hate being assigned Celsius, but if I could just take that profit and take another stab at it as it reverts back lower a little bit again here, I'm impartial to it. But to be honest, I think I'd prefer to get some of that buying power back and work on something else, like possibly the Upwork we're looking at there. Pfizer's having a bit of a red day, still in this lengthy consolidation period here. We're gonna play this one a few more times. It goes back down low. We're gonna sell a put and make a little money or get assigned, one or the other. I do want to get into the stock at some point though. Carnival, man, big jump up here. A little bit of a consolidation correction here. I'm sure it'll come back. My experience to come back and test this range right here to 26.86 at 27 range. Come back, test here, and if it breaks through, comes back down, we'll try and play it. If not, we miss an opportunity because if it gains support here and starts moving up again, it might just move up for the next leg. Silver again, kind of moving up at the same time the market's moving up. A little bit of an oddity, but it does happen. And HIMS is starting to get out of our price range here. Hate to say it. We held it once, we made some money on it, and we may not get the opportunity again in this account. We may have to sideline it like we did Chewy just for the ticker price. But Yeah. Okay. So what's the market doing here? Still up here near the tops of the days. All right. Let's. Well, Celsius. It's not wanting to fill. Let's give them one more penny here, and we should get filled quickly on this. Boom. There it goes. All right. And look at that. We just gained another $1,000 in buying power by clearing up that trade. Put a little money in the bank, and let's see here. What's we did 4 cents on that, so let's pop that into the spreadsheet. Celsius, first of all, we'll just make it red because we're not in that trade anymore. We close this today, and let's see, 69 cents minus 4, or no, 0.04 is what we had to pay to get out of that. 0.12, and let's see. All right, that evens us out. Okay, so in one of the last videos I was talking about, I was going over this chart and I made the idiotic comments that I'm like, I wouldn't take that trade. I don't roll for negative. And yeah, and apparently I forgot about the fact that we had closed that trade prematurely because we used it to liquidate to free up some buying power, so we didn't get a margin call one of the big red days that we had a couple weeks ago back on the 10th. So, but the good news is now we have successfully sold 2 puts for a total gain of $11.25 in Celsius, and that is offsetting that big $118 loss we had there. So not a big deal. We're back in the black on that one. Back in black. You have to be my age to appreciate that, I guess. But great. And I guess I don't know what else to say here. Good day. Let's take a look at that upward trade one time. Do we want to take a stab at it? Oh, look at this. We were just talking about it when it was down here minutes ago. Oh my gosh. All right. So this is a daily chart. Let's look at this. Let's look at the 1 minute chart. Look at this. 2 minutes ago, we were talking about this down here. If we threw that trade on, sold that put in right at that point in time, we absolutely could have rode this up and probably collected pretty good premium really fast. Well, okay. Then again, it could have gone completely the other way. So I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, sometimes you can get into things like that, and sometimes you can't. It's just roll of the dice. I get you. I guess. Well, words are hard today, guys. I hope you can cut me a little break on that. So, all right. As always, I just got to remind you guys, you can head over to Discord. I mean, thanks again. You doubled the subscribers in 5 days. I don't know if you guys are sharing this with your friends or whatever, but I do greatly appreciate that. Head over to the Discord if you want to have interactions and conversations with me and other people in the group. Not a big following there, but I only started that 2 weeks ago, maybe. And we got about 30 followers in there, people interacting right now. And it's just a way to, get a little bit of conversation going and share our ideas and our thoughts and build our own little community of real people without, I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not showing you multi-million-dollar, make $1,000 a day things here. It's like, can people do that? Yeah, on huge accounts all day long. But this is for real people that work every day. So yeah, appreciate you all. As always, please subscribe. Click that like button. That is a huge one. That makes the Google algorithm, YouTube algorithm really, really happy. And as always, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all next week.